I got receipts for days. Nasty ones. I even got ashy news.
Because she don't have anything to say about a bitch. That hoe is a loser.
Hot tea, hot tea, hot tea, hot tea, hot tea.
All right, so I'm going to get through this quick because I hate videos like this. I hate when I got to talk about tweets and stuff like that. But it's Cardi B and JT, and I'm sure y'all want to hear about it. Okay, so JT heard the album. We know Cardi was whacking her upside the head. She was talking about Uzi taking objects in the behind, and she said that JT and Uzi share bags. And look, I want to point out throughout this whole beef, both of these women look like hypocrites. Cardi, yes. JT, yes. And I'm going to point out all of that. Just stay tuned. Stick with me. Because we got JT talking about she ready to sue. It's crazy. Now, JT responded today by hopping on Twitter and saying, Cardi B father is a gay man, not because of how he dressed or expressed himself, but because Chris said it out of his mouth. Justice for Chris. I stand with the gays. Now, this is the first hypocrite moment right here. If y'all don't know, Chris is this guy who has been talking about Stefon Diggs, who was trying to play with him and licking in his ear and all of this stuff. And this is his new interview with Tasha K. I'm not going to play it because I ain't trying to get a copyright, but he's on Tasha K talking about the same story that he's been talking about for months. And I will say this. Look, do I think it's a chance that this guy could be bi and Stefon Diggs could be bi, or they might have did some of this stuff? Yeah, sure. But when I see anybody go on Tasha K, I have to now question your story. Because at this point, I'm thinking, what do you want with this situation? Are you trying to become a household name, or do you want justice? But the first hypocrite thing I want to point out about JT is claiming that this guy is gay. Now, once again, I just told y'all, he might be a little, but maybe that's just me looking at a light-skinned guy with red hair and thinking, he's sweet. I don't know. But to my knowledge, this Chris guy is not claiming that he's gay. So JT is trying to start this whole movement about, protect the gay people from Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. But she just putting the gay stuff on this guy. This guy got a baby mama. He even talked about how him and Stefon Diggs got a little closer because Stefon Diggs helped him out with a situation with his baby mama. Because I guess his baby mama wanted some crazy amount of child support. And so he needed a good lawyer, so Stefon Diggs helped him get a good lawyer. But this guy has never said, to my knowledge, that he was gay. So, she's willing to label this guy as gay just to get back at Cardi B. And we further get into that because JT is like, this is effing nuts and sad. Gay men should be protected. So she running with Chris is gay. And y'all let me know. If y'all watched the Tasha K interview and he said he was gay, let me know. But as far as I know, that's his whole thing with Stefon Diggs. He's saying, hold on, I'm not gay. I don't have, I don't participate in this lifestyle. And Stefon Diggs was trying to force me into something I'm not even cool with. And so JT said they need to be protected. I feel like this isn't being taken seriously enough. And also some people called out JT because it's like, look, now you beefing with Cardi B and you standing up for the gays. It's been a lot of situations like this and we never heard anything from you, JT. So it does seem a little disingenuous, right? And going back to this first tweet, listen to what she said. She said, because of how he dressed or expressed himself. To me, this is her trying to back up Lil Uzi and say, just because he dressed a certain way or he expressed himself a certain way, don't mean that he gay. So I'm not calling Stefon Diggs gay because of how he dressed, like my man be dressing sus. You see what I'm saying? It's like she's admitting like, okay, my man, I know he do stuff that's weird and y'all think it's gay, but y'all don't got no proof that he gay. And I went back to that because later on she said, yes, my man, because she's responding to everything when she taking these digs at Cardi, right? Somebody said, this your man, you got a bigger fish to fry. And so it's these little sus pictures of the Lil Uzi. And she said, yes, my man does this. mind his business, works hard, take care of his family, inspire his generation, and doesn't snatch ass. His style is what made him Lil Uzi. No, baby, his music made him Lil Uzi. It was a time when Uzi had it. He was that guy when it came to music. No shade. See, they got me, all this such talk, they got me with the...
Hey, no Diddy, man. No Diddy.
Anyway, but yeah, y'all know back in the day, I want to say early 2000s and 10s, Uzi had it. So anyway, we are talking about Chris right now. Focus. So she want the focus to be on Chris, who once again she's claiming is gay. So then all hell broke loose and Cardi responded. She said, I want justice for them babies your man make you abort every time. Jesus. Ask what he told me about how he felt when he wanted to see Brit in that courtroom and she didn't show up. Or do I need to play the audio? Question mark, question mark. And don't let me say what he was saying about Rock Nation, just ungrateful. See, here's the hypocrite or the hypocrisy that starts with Cardi B. Number one, how did you get this information? Were you befriending Uzi because you know you got an issue with his girl? And notice she said, do I need to play the audio? So you recording this, man? She just got called out by another YouTuber by the name of Armand Wiggins for recording his private conversation with her and spreading it all around. So Cardi does little slick shit like this. You can call it calculated. You can call it smart. You can call it putting something in your safe for a later time or a later date. And a lot of people in media and entertainment do that. But it just makes you more cautious about talking to Cardi B. Is she recording? Because it gets weird. And then on top of that, a lot of this shit she's saying about JT, it goes back to Uzi. So it's like, what's your main concern? Do you want to call this man gay or do you want to get at JT? Because to me, she could get at JT and leave Uzi out of it. Because to me, Uzi is like the innocent bystander. And Chris, the guy who's accusing Stefon Diggs of that stuff. And we haven't even had a serious conversation about how Stefon Diggs is embarrassing Cardi, and now she done jumped in the same pool that she jumped out of with Offset. And we've been telling her, okay, you left a hoe for another hoe. And now you pregnant again, getting stressed out by another baby daddy. But you on this album talking about you want to hold his dick when he pee. And he got different baby mamas popping up everywhere. And she up there making hamburger helper talking about, yeah, that's my baby daddy. We gonna get through it. You ain't got no choice. You stuck with it. You got the baby in you. You're showing. You ain't got no choice but to figure it out. And I know in her heart of hearts, she's mad and she trying to play it off like it's okay. And I hate to see that for her because, you know, you in the same situation. Again. Now with that last tweet when she was talking about JT getting rid of these children and whatnot, she put some screenshots. And this to me was just a cute conversation between JT and Uzi about JT being pregnant and being emotional. This didn't stand out to me, but I guess it did prove like, okay, maybe Cardi B got some information on JT. Hold on, she got the tea, she got the tea. The second one was crazy. Because this looked like it came from, I'm assuming, Uzi's phone. And this is where it gets diabolical because apparently Uzi used to date one of Cardi B's friends. And that's who I think Cardi B was talking about when she said he wanted to see Brit in the court. Maybe some of this information came from Brit or some other New York chick that he was sleeping with, because that was the rumor that he had a couple of chicks he was messing with in New York. And of course, Cardi, ex-stripper, she probably knows a lot of these girls, right? And so somebody, it looks like they take Uzi's phone and they screenshot this and they sent it to Cardi. Because if you look at the message, this is like messages from JT. And so I'm assuming this is Cardi's phone with JT, you know, her contact in it and shit like that. But even that's diabolical. Somebody grabbing your phone and you see it's blurry, trying to take a picture so they can have some tea on you. And to tell you the truth, this person might have took this picture just to put it in Uzi's face and say, you still messing with JT, you lying to me. Because I'm sure, you know, Uzi telling other females at a certain point in time, I ain't really messing with JT like that. And then they was probably looking through his phone for some tea about JT, and then somehow it got to Cardi B. And hell, shit so diabolical these days, somebody could have been like, Cardi, if you give me some money, I'll give you some ammo on JT. And Cardi just took it and put it away for a rainy day, which was today. And this one, I got to call out Cardi again because now she's talking about Chris lied because he was stealing and got caught. There's receipts for that. He lied on Gervonta Davis too and changed the story 100 times. Now, by the way, I saw something with Gervonta Davis where he said Chris and Stefon Diggs was smashing each other. Maybe I misread that, so I'm not going to pull it up, but it looked like that's what Gervonta was saying. He was like, hey, Chris, tell him about when you moved, I think he said to LA, and y'all was staying at the same house and y'all was effing each other. And he mentioned another name in that paragraph he put out, or this little Instagram story he put out. But to me, it sounded like he was saying it was 3 guys in the house, Stefon Diggs, this Chris guy, and another guy, and they was all doing some sus stuff. So she bringing up Gervonta like Gervonta can back her up. And it looked like Gervonta don't mess with Stefon or Chris. And now you're stepping in a situation where you wasn't even around for that. You have no idea what went down with Stefon Diggs and this Chris guy. And I get it, that's your man, but I mean, what if it turns out that that's true? You gonna look even dumber than you look right now getting pregnant by this guy. Now, later on, you know, Cardi is still doing this press run, and she said this during a little live she was doing during the press run.
And I got receipts for days. Nasty ones. I even got ashy nudes. Woo! I got you bitches ashy ass nudes too.
And so now she's saying that she has JT's nudes. Or her ops nudes. She might have more than JT. She might be like the female whack 100. She got sex tapes and nudes, screenshots, recordings. And I want to know from y'all in the comments, how do y'all feel about how she's been carrying herself with this baby? And that's been a discussion. You know, doing a lot of twerking, a lot of see-through stuff while she got this big belly. And does she look good pregnant? Yes, sure. But I think it's a lot of people saying, you know, why is she being so raunchy while she got this baby? I'm not going to give my opinion on it because as a man, I leave that to y'all. But I do want to know what y'all think about that in the comments. So let's continue. So JT started responding to stuff on Snapchat.
I'm busy, but I got to say one thing. This rat ass bitch, right? This bitch supposed to be a motherfucking brim, and she threatening to snitch on some motherfucking body because she don't have anything to say about a bitch. That hoe is a loser. Wait, no, I got 2 things to say. So then she said, I'm going to tell everybody nation what you said, what he said. No, not just that. The bitch trying to spread fake tea about abortions when she stood her illiterate ass in front of millions of people and said she stands for pro-choice.
And I waited for JT to say this on the video instead of earlier because I know some of y'all was like, don't forget she was pro-choice. Now she talking about JT with this baby, and JT just said it. You was running around with Kamala saying that. And now you trying to talk about JT and these pregnancies.
Drops bomb. I can't take the dumb bitch serious. I can't take the... And bitch, show me typing those motherfucking messages or I'm calling the police on your ass for defamation of character, bitch, because I'm sick of it, ho. And I will be back. And I'm never getting off your ass.
Now, this is where I got to call out some more of the hypocrisy, because here's JT calling Cardi B a snitch, and then on the other hand talking about she ready to sue for defamation of character. You can't be calling her a snitch when you willing to snitch too. Cause ain't y'all both supposed to be street? Don't JT got the long rap sheet with all of the mug shots? And yeah, she's right. Cardi B claims she blood. Her security is Crips and Bloods from LA. So it's hypocrisy to spread around. Okay, they can all take a piece. And this is JT responding to Cardi when she said she had the nudes.
I got your news in they motherfucking phone. I bet it ain't no glass object up my pussy. I bet it ain't a room full of niggas and bitches. Scripper. Get your crazy ass on, fucking stripper. Talk about somebody fucking nudes. Woo!
Now, ain't this what Tasha K got sued for? Didn't they say that video was fake with Cardi and the glass bottle? I'm just saying, because I just go back to that video a lot because you still got people who say that video was real. And then, you know, that was one of the main things in her trial with Tasha K. So it's just funny when that gets brought up. But I don't know who got whose nudes. It's just all nasty. And at the end of the day, I hate to say it, hypocrite or not, this is all working for Cardi B. Because she got the album out. She the one trying to run up the numbers. And, you know, I heard now she might be projected to sell 200,000. Some people feel like she might outdo Nicki Minaj's last project. And if you ask me, I think that's the number she's aiming for. I think it's cool to beat Lotto and Glorilla and all the other girls out here, Megan Thee Stallion. But I think Cardi wants to say, you know, I sold more than Nicki Minaj. At least her last album, because I think Nicki did 350 one time and Cardi didn't beat that. But we're talking about Nicki's recent album. I think her last one sold first week, it was like 230 something, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that's the number, at least look, at Cardi's label, that's Atlantic, right? Yeah, I think that's the number they're trying to beat, okay? So this is just helping Cardi at the end of the day. And this whole little back and forth probably got her about 10,000 more album sales, who knows? But y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Very messy. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.